Hello, dears. Today, let's talk about pathology. We'll go through quick review things. Still, this is also like from different sources. Uh, so, to revise very quickly the important high yield topics from pathology. That's what our purpose is here. So, one of the most important topic in pathology, as everyone know, it is cell injury. From the word only, the most common cause of it is hypoxia. And that hypoxia can leads to what? Ischemia. So less blood supply going there. So if a cell is having hypoxia, matlab, it means this hypoxia, they mainly affect our neuron. The most susceptible cell, most affected cell is what? Our neurons, our nerve cells. They don't regenerate and they are most affected. Similarly, they can ask you the least affected here. Who is the least affected one? Of course, it will be the fibroblast. Fibroblast will be what? Least affected. Now, in pathology, we all have heard about something called adaptation. So cell adapt by some process like you might have heard atrophy. There is something called hypertrophy. There is something called hyperplasia. Then metaplasia. And the last one, the reversible one. Sorry, before we have dysplasia. Then we have what? Anaplasia. That is a complete cancer of the cell. Anaplasia. So once again, the adaptation can be atrophy, atrophy of the cells. Just the English word, right? Hypertrophy, increase in tissue. Hyperplasia means increase in cells. Metaplasia means change of one epithelium to other. Dysplasia, right? The basement membrane will be intact. Still, they are going to be what? Irreversible anaplasia, complete cancer occurring. So what you have to know here, atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia and metaplasia. If someone asks you, hypertrophy will be always benign. They're always benign. Others can become malignant even, but hypertrophy is never malignant. They are always what? Benign. Then, talking about hypertrophy and hyperplasia, very important question. There is two part of our body, they will undergo both. One is the gravid uterus. Our gravid uterus, as well as breast, that is pregnancy uterus as well as breast, they will undergo both hyperplasia and what? Hypertrophy. Remember it. Metaplasia means, remember, change of one epithelium to other. So it can be two types. That can be epithelial type as well as connective tissue type. Metaplasia means changing of epithelium. That is very commonly asked epithelial one, as everyone know, right? In the lungs, we can have the ciliated become non-ciliated, or there can be squamous cell metaplasia. Squamous cell will be changing. Squamous metaplasia in smokers normally. Ciliated become non-ciliated. That's a very good example. Connective tissue example, one of the common thing asked in all the exam is, you might have myositis ossificans. It means the muscle will become bone. Myositis ossificans. And remember, that's a type of dystrophic calcification. What is that? It's a type of what? Dystrophic calcification. Remember. Then there is one more thing. Metaplasia is a very common asked exam. That is our Barrett's esophagus. We all know it. Barrett's esophagus. Now for esophagus, their squamous will become what? Columnar. Squamous change to columnar. Or inside the esophagus, you will start seeing something called, normally esophagus don't contain any goblet cells. Goblet cells, or we call it as mucin. How we can confirm? We'll take the histology of this esophagus and we do a staining. That stain is called Alcian blue. How we stain? They are stained by Alcian blue. So remember, these all are important. Then remember, in dysplasia, the basement membrane will be intact. Basement membrane will be not damaged, it will be intact. Anaplasia means complete irreversible. You will have later cancer or that is malignancy. Right? Done. So that's all about the adaptation of the cells. Right? These are the main adaptation. Now we talk about cell injury itself. We have two types of main cell injury. One is called reversible cell injury. Reversible cell injury. Other is called irreversible. In reversible cell injury, what is mainly affected? Our mitochondria will be damaged. Mainly damage of what? Mitochondria occurs. As a result, you will have decreased what? ATP. ATP will be decreased. Remember, the first microscopic changes you will see here. What is it called? It's a type of hydropic change. What you see here will be hydropic. And along with that, you can see presence of myelin figures. What you see there? Presence of myelin figures. They are made up of phospholipids. Made up of phospholipids. Remember it. That is all about what reversible cell injury we have to remember. Now we have something called irreversible cell injury. They are not reversed. Irreversible cell injury. As you know from the word only, it can be necrosis. Necrosis. Or it can be apoptosis. Apoptosis. It can be necroptosis. Necroptosis. Or it can be pyroptosis. We'll talk about each soon. Pyroptosis. So as we everyone know, very commonly know what is what? Necrosis. What is the meaning of necrosis itself? The cell membrane will be damaged here. Cell membrane injured or damaged. Mainly because of there will be excess calcium entry. Excess calcium entry inside. And that mainly happens in mitochondria. So in necrosis we can use a term. There will be something called mitochondrial density. The term we use, there will be enough mitochondrial density. So there will be cell membrane damage here in necrosis, remember. Then in necrosis itself, there is an activation of which enzyme? DNase enzyme. As a result, we can see DNA fragments, DNase enzyme. So if you do gel electrophoresis on asked the question in the exam, what you are going to see, how you understand it is necrosis, you will see something called a pattern called smear pattern. What's the pattern? So wherever you see smear pattern, of course they are talking about what? Necrosis. Now these necrosis have different subtypes. So what we are going to talk here, the subtypes in necrosis. You might have heard about one is called coagulative, coagulation. Other is called liquefactive, liquefactive. Other is called gaseous, gaseous. Then we have fibrinoid, fibrinoid. So coagulative, remember, it happens in all organs except in CNS. Very important, all organs except CNS. CNS mainly what we have? Liquefactive. Remember, coagulative, one of the famous exam question. They are also called Zenger's degeneration. That happens in, typhoid fever or Hendrick fever, typhoid. Talking about coagulative, mainly because of what? Hypoxia there. What is the factor? Hypoxia. Right? Or they will give you like infract, infraction, infract. And that is having a special appearance. That appearance is called tombstone appearance. Tombstone appearance. So remember it, that is called tombstone. So let's have a revision. Actually, okay. Okay, I think we can continue. Just 1 minute. Okay, let's continue. Sorry, it was Azan nearby Masjid. So liquefactive. Okay, so liquefactive, what you have to know here, it happens in CNS mainly. It is also called colliquactive. This liquefactive is also called as colliquactive. Remember some point here, like whenever you have abscess, liquefactive is liquid abscess, or they will give you something like pyogenic. These all are part of it. Yet this liquefactive also have subtypes because of fat necrosis. That is called fat necrosis. Liquefactive have subtypes like fat necrosis because they activate lipase. Activate lipase. And normally where we see this liquefactive, that is subtype of fat necrosis with the pancreatitis, or they will give you like inflammation of omentum, or in some breast pathology, right? Or in omentum, it happens in omentum, omental bursitis, but this is commonly asked in the exam. Next one, very common, caseous, as you know from the word, it is like cheese like. Caseous itself means what? They are cheese like. They are seen with what? Tuberculosis, TB, and systemic fungal infections. Systemic fungal infections. It include, as you know, histoplasma, as well as what? Syphilis. It include histoplasma, syphilis. Last one is what? Histoplasma is fungal infection, syphilis is other disease. Fibrinoid, remember, wherever you will have immune complex, you can expect what? Fibrinoid type of necrosis. Immune complex disease. Then remember, you can remember mnemonics for fibronecrosis. MAP. M for the case of malignant hypertension. A for ash of bodies. Where you see that ash of bodies? The case of rheumatic fever, right? We see that in rheumatic fever. Then P for periarteritis nodosa, or you know, PAN. PAN means, remember, periarteritis nodosa. Periarteritis nodosa. So that's all about what? Necrosis. Hope everyone is okay. Next topic from irreversible injury, apoptosis. So we have something called pro-apoptotic gene, that will activate this, which is called programmed cell death, pro-apoptotic gene. It include, that is the P53 gene, or the BAC gene. Then we have anti-apoptotic. They are the BCL2, then MCL1. They prevent the apoptosis. That's why this MCL1 is an MCQ in the exam. They are responsible for development of resistance to what? Development of resistance to anti-cancer drug. Anti-cancer drugs. So remember all those things. And remember, there is a special gene called BH3 gene. This BH3 gene, what they do? They maintain balance between pro and anti-apoptotic gene. Pro and anti-apoptotic gene. Now this apoptosis, they follow two pathway. One is called intrinsic pathway. Other is called extrinsic. They follow two pathway. They are intrinsic and extrinsic. In intrinsic, they activate, or who is mitochondria. So they are also like so apoptosis itself is an enzyme dependent. They have caspase. So what is the initiator caspase here? There is an enzyme called caspase, initiator caspator 9. After that, they activate cytochrome C. It is also called, or it is assisted by apoptosis activating factor. Apoptosis activating factor 1. This will again activate, there is something called caspase 3. Caspase 3, that will activate the endonuclease or which enzyme? Protease enzyme. And what is the end result? You will have cell death. This is how it prolongs, or this is how the cell death happens in what? Intrinsic. So extrinsic also, here also the initial caspase is same. Here also to start with caspase 9. Sorry, here it was 9, here it was 8. Initial caspase is what? 8. And we have some genes here in extrinsic pathway. One is tumor necrosis factor gene, or FASL, or CD95. This gene, they act on the receptor. After that, they are the same. They will act on caspase 3. So both intrinsic and extrinsic have which caspase common? Caspase 3 is what? Executing caspase is same. This is the executing one. This is the initiating one. Initiating for extrinsic is 8. So E for 8, you can remember like that. And for intrinsic it is what? 9. I look like 9. Anyhow, we have to remember. So apoptosis is caspase dependent. Right? This caspase itself, they contain 2 amino acid actually. Caspase contains cysteine and aspartic acid. This can be asked in the exam. Aspartic acid. So this is how cell death occurs in what? Apoptosis. Remember, it's a programmed cell death. Programmed cell death. Or they are caspase dependent. Caspase dependent. Right? You know now why we are calling it as caspase dependent. Because they need the help of what? Which enzyme? This caspase enzyme. Now, what happened? This endonuclease, when they activated because of apoptosis, this endonuclease enzyme, they will cause DNA fragment. Remember, here also we do gel electrophoresis. What you see, very important, you will see something called step ladder pattern. What's the pattern you see here? Like a step ladder pattern. As here only endonuclease is activated, there is no activation of which enzyme? No activation of phospholipase. So like in necrosis, there is no cell membrane damage, and there is no inflammation also. No inflammation. So remember, in apoptosis there is no inflammation. What else we have to remember here? In apoptosis, the most important characteristic feature we are going to see in apoptosis, there will be chromosome condensation. And here what happened? The cell size will decrease. What happened to cell size? It will decrease. We use a dye called annexin dye. Annexin 5. Right? And you can see Councilman body. It's an example for what? Apoptosis. Can be seen with viral hepatitis. Very important question in the exam. Viral hepatitis. Or retinitis pigmentosa. It's also an example for what? Apoptosis. So the dye annexin 5. Along with that, remember, there are some markers you can remember. for picking the DNA pigment, we have tunnel technique for apoptosis. So the other markers, when you see tunnel technique in any question, we are talking about what? Apoptosis. Then Annexin-5, and there is one more staining we use, DAPI staining. Same like Annexin-5 staining, we use one more staining, DAPI staining. Then there is something called physiological apoptosis. What is an example of like normally happening in everyone's body? Physiological apoptosis, that is our embryogenesis. The embryology, our embryo is formed. So embryogenesis is an example for what? Physiological apoptosis. Now write some notes. There are some other words we have to know. There is something called anochis. What is anochis? It means loss of adhesion. That can cause you cell death. Cell death. Or necroptosis. See here, necro and apoptosis is a combined thing. Both is happening here. Necrosis and apoptosis. And remember, very important point, apoptosis was caspase dependent cell death. This is caspase independent cell death. Then we have something called pyroptosis. It is done by caspase 1 or 11 interleukin 1. That's why they are responsible for fever. Pyro means what? Fever. So remember, in all the exam, if they ask you where you will have maximum inflammation, necrosis you will have maximum inflammation, and apoptosis we will have what? No inflammation. That is the main motto of all this theory. No inflammation. It's a very important golden word. Remember. Similar manner, there is one more thing you might have heard, autophagy, self-eating. Autophagy, it's also called, right, cannibalism. In the body, where it happens in cannibalism, it is due to what? Interleukin 3. It happens in cancer. It happens with the TB. It happens with inflammatory bowel disease. It happens with Alzheimer's disease. It happens with Huntington's disease. That's an example. So these are the main buzzword or keyword you have to remember for the exam purpose. Highlight thing. Right? So cell injury, we talked, most common hypoxemia, atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia, everything we talked, anaplasia. Then reversible cell injury, mitochondria, ATP irreversible. Then we talked about subtypes of necrosis. We talked about coagulative, all organs except CNS, tombstone appearance, hypoxia, infarct, Zenger's degeneration, typhoid. Remember, liquefactive happens in CNS, abscess, pyogenic. It's also called colicative. Subtype is fat necrosis. They will activate lipase, pancreatitis, breast necrosis, or amandal bursitis. These all are example for liquefactive. Cases is cheese-like, TB, systemic fungal infection like histoplasma, and syphilis. You can see that. Fibrinoids, it's an immune complex type. MAP, malignant hypertension, Ashoff bodies, and rheumatic fever, periatritis nodosa. Apoptosis, it's also called programmed cell death or caspase dependent programmed cell death. Pro-apoptotic genes are P53, BAX, and BUC. Anti-apoptotic are BCL2 and MCL1. MCL1 is responsible for development of resistant to anti-cancer drug. BH3 maintain balance between pro and anti-apoptotic gene. Then we have two types of apoptosis, intrinsic and extrinsic. Initial caspase for intrinsic is 9, initial caspase is 8 here. The activate mitochondria, cytochrome C, that is activating apoptosis activating factor. Then the executing caspase is 3. They contain cysteine and aspartic acid. They will activate endonuclease or protease cell death. Here, initiated is 8, TNF, fast cell, CD95, they go to receptor. Then same thing happens, cell death occurs. Endonuclease DNA fragments in apoptosis, generally we have step ladder pattern. There is smear pattern. No activation of phospholipids, so no cell membrane damage, no inflammation. Apoptosis character features is chromosome concentration, cell become decreased, dye annexin 5. Council bond in body can be seen with apoptosis, viral hepatitis, and retinitis pigmentosa. Tunnel technique and DAPI staining. Physiological apoptosis, example is embryogenesis. Other terms like anokis, that is called loss of adhesion, that happens in cell death, that can cause necroptosis combined of necrosis and apoptosis. This classified independent cell death. Pyro means fever, interleukin 1, classified is 1 and 11. Necrosis maximum inflammation, and apoptosis no inflammation. Autophagy or cannibalism, interleukin 3 mediated cancer, TB, IBD, Alzheimer's, and Huntington disease. We can see this phenomena. Okay, thank you.